Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go with the question. The graph of y equals to a times x positive 1 times x negative 5 is shown in the xy plane above, where a is a constant. If the graph with vertex h comma k intersects the y-axis at point 0 comma 5, which of the following is equal to k? Okay, so here we have to get the y coordinate of the vertex, so that is k over here. Okay, for that, what we can do is we can find the x-intercepts of the parabola using the equation given over here. To get the x-intercepts of the parabola, what we have to do is we have to plug in y equals to 0 over here. Okay, now let me take the given equation of the parabola, that is y equals to a times x positive 1 times x negative 5. Okay, now let me plug in y equals to 0. When I do so, I'm getting 0 equals to a times x positive 1 times x negative 5. Okay, now let me divide both sides of this equation by a, because a is a constant. So here a will cancel. When I divide 0 by the constant a, it's still 0 equals to x positive 1 times x negative 5. Okay, here the product of two binomials equals to 0. Since the product of the two binomials equals to 0, so either the first one must be 0 or the second one must be 0, or both of them may be 0. That is, if the first one is 0, then we have x positive 1 equals 0. If the second one is 0, then we get x negative 5 equals to 0. Okay, if I solve for x in this equation, I'm getting x equals to negative 1. That is, I subtract 1 from both sides. Okay, here to solve for x in this equation, I have to add 5 to both sides. In that case, I'm getting x equals to 5. Okay, here the two x-intercepts are negative 1 comma 0 and 5 comma 0. Okay, so here we got the x values. Already we know that y equals to 0. Okay, so negative 1 comma 0 should be here, because the exponent over here is negative. So this is a negative side of the x-axis. Okay, so let me mark it over here. This is negative 1 comma 0, and this x-intercept has to be 5 comma 0. So this is here exponent is positive. So we must have it on the positive side of x-axis, 5 comma 0. Okay, now we can use the two x-intercepts to get the x-coordinate of the vertex of the parabola, that is the value of h. So how do we have to get the value of this x-coordinate h at the vertex? So for that, we have to get the average of the x-coordinates of the two x-intercepts. That is, the x-coordinate of the vertex h equals to the average of the x-coordinates of the two x-intercepts, that is negative 1, positive 5, has to be divided by 2. So whenever I want to get average of two numbers, I have to add them and divide by 2. Negative 1, positive 5 is 4. That is 4 divided by 2 equals to 2. Okay, here I got the x-coordinate of the vertex 2. Still, the y-coordinate we have k. Okay, so if I want to get the value of k, I have to plug in this point into the equation of the parabola. But the equation of the parabola is not complete, because there is an unknown constant a. So only if the value of a is known, we'll be able to plug in this point 2 comma k, the vertex, into the equation of the parabola, and we can get the y-coordinate of the vertex. Okay, how do you have to get the value of this unknown constant a? For that, we have to use one of the known points on the parabola. So we can use, I think we can use a y-intercept 0 comma 5. Since we have this point on the parabola, we can plug in this point into this equation. So that is, we have to plug in this x-coordinate 0 for x over here and here, and y-coordinate 5 for y over here. Okay, let me do it. Then I'm getting 5 equals to a times 0 positive 1 times 0 negative 5. Then I'm getting 5 equals to a times 0 positive 1 is 1 and 0 negative 5 is negative 5. Then I'm getting 5 equals to a times 1 is a times negative 5 is negative 5a. Let me divide both sides of this equation by negative 5. When I do so, this negative 5 will cancel out. When I divide this 5 by 5, I'm getting 1. Since we have negative sign in denominator, we get negative 1 as the value of a. Okay, now we can plug in this value negative 1 for a into the equation we have over here. Then the equation of the parabola will be negative 1 times x positive 1 times x negative 5. Okay, now the equation of the parabola is complete. Since we have the vertex 2 comma k and the parabola, we can plug in this point 2 comma k into this equation over here. That is, we have to plug in this x-coordinate 2 for x and this y-coordinate k for y over here. Okay, now let me do it over here. That is k plugged in the y-coordinate k for y over here. Negative 1 times x-coordinate is 2 at the vertex. We can plug in that 2 for x. That is 2 positive 1 times 2 negative 5. Then we get k equals to negative 1 times 2 positive 1 is 3 and 2 negative 5 is negative 3. Okay, k equals to negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Okay, here I got the value of k. The value of k is 9 and we find 9 in answer choice C. The correct answer choice for this question is C.